Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is bonus Valentine's Day Tarot Oracle reading. And Cancer, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not in Cancer, we still all have a little bit of that sign in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That's where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. So just be aware that parts of this may or may not resonate with you, as it is a collective or general reading. Also, just so you know, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. But if it's been some time since I've posted this, what was going on back then in your life? That might give you more clarity regarding your situation now. All right, so we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Thinking romance, love. Let's have some good vibes here. All right. So the bottom of the deck, the energy at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so Pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, like your lifestyle. A big part of that, of course, is money, so that's why the Pentacles are represented by coin. But you could have all the money in the world and still not live the lifestyle you want. So it's more about lifestyle, how your life is in the 3D. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. She's well known for being extremely resourceful. She can make something out of nothing. And she likes quality over quantity. So this is someone that probably is more old money orientated. You know, people from old money don't flash it around like people with new money. And it's kind of that energy. So that we're talking about a lot of money here, though. We're talking about a legacy of wealth. So we're talking about generational wealth being passed down from one generation to the next kind of money. And then we have, look at that, we have the soulmate energy coming in. So this is pretty cool. So the soulmate energy is two cups here. This energy represents a divine couple. So this is someone that you were destined to meet on your journey here on planet Earth. And it's talking about like the perfect fit. So someone that is going to match you in many ways, match your energy. So that you both have destined goals when we come in on the planet. Our number one purpose is to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And we might have some particular talent or whatever that would really benefit the world. And so this is saying this couple would bring out the best in each other, that kind of energy. This card can sometimes also represent, this is a Valentine's Day reading, so I'm going with the romantic, but it can represent that you and your higher self and your masculine and feminine qualities being very balanced between the two, so that the masculine being taking action and the feminine being very intuitive. That energy would be very beneficial for attracting a partner, because if you're in a situation where you're very balanced like this, then you're going to also attract someone who's vibrating at that same, balance level. Okay, so we've got this card coming in. Now this card's been coming in a lot, and I'm just going to explain. In the last, I did the readings for the full moon. Out of 12 readings, 10 of them had this card, and before that, it was coming in a whole lot. And this represents, it can represent a never-ending nightmare, like when you have so much worry and you're anxious and you can't sleep at night. It also can represent having enlightenment from the Most High, like from God Himself, through the Holy Spirit, or it can represent your dreams. And this person may have just woken up. Generally, if this happens to you, it's between 2 and 4 a.m. in the morning. That's just when this energy generally hits, when it's quiet. And this person might be just trying to remember what was in their dream. The quilt on the bed has cosmic symbols on it saying, hey, the universe has you covered. This is about, if you're trying to remember a dream, one thing that you may find very beneficial is don't move physically. If you don't move physically, it's easier to remember dreams. But I was kind of wondering, why is this card coming up so much, in every reading? And then I realized, oh, it was Groundhog Day. Like today, as I'm doing this reading, it's Groundhog Day. And really, Groundhog Day is like when you're caught in the same rut. And so this card can be like stifling boredom. That's what it can represent. So this card could be like, oh, I'm tired of doing the same thing day after day. That kind of energy, just being bored, bored, that kind of energy. Tired of the same old, same old. And a lot of people are feeling this way. And then, we had Groundhog. I didn't even have a chance to look yet. I've had a very busy day. But the Groundhog energy, a lot of people think like, okay, it's saying that, everything's the same like that, like a record playing. And part of the reason for that, I feel, is in schools still, I don't know if in schools still they're doing this, but on the internet you'll still see a lot of how I was taught back in the day, that the sun is here and then the planets are, in neat little circles going around, doing their thing at different speeds. And it's very neat and clean and very organized. But we're really doing this, and we're moving through, and we're spinning, and we're, the whole Milky Way is moving. We're moving right now as I speak and as you listen. So if you're sitting in a chair and it feels like you're just sitting still, you're actually traveling at a very high speed, because that's what the galaxy is doing. So really, it's impossible to be in exactly the same situation at any given time in your life, because we're always moving. So you might be doing the same routine, but you're not doing it in exactly the same place. And that might bring you some comfort, that kind of energy. Just knowing that, the one constant that we can totally rely on is change. Isn't that ironic? And then we have this energy of, this energy quite often feels like you're in a mental prison. It's when you're having the same thoughts over and over again, but you're not getting an answer. And quite often, what people don't realize, if you ask a logical question and then you want a logical answer, quite often there'll be another question that comes up from the logic. And so sometimes what you need to do is ask the logical question and get an intuitive answer, and then apply your logic to that. And it may give you like a different idea of where to go, kind of energy. So this represents someone that could either be having a very closed mind, or they are in a situation that they don't feel they can get out of. Like it's the same kind of energy. This is the 9 and this is the 8 of Swords. So the swords represent your mental intelligence, your thoughts, and your, how much discipline you have over your mind. And this can also represent someone that feels duty-bound, that they are having difficulty making a decision because they don't know, they feel like they're trying to protect someone, or that kind of energy. You notice that this person's also blindfolded, so they don't really want to see what's going on and get to the whole truth. And until you get to the whole truth, it's going to be very challenging to be able to just walk out of this. But you can see there's nothing physically holding this person here. Yes, they're bound, but I mean, they could figure out a way, right? I mean, to get out of this. And the other thing that this is showing is she does have her one foot forward. And so that energy is talking with the right foot forward. It's saying, hey, I'm ready to move forward. It's on dry land. And I feel like at one point, these little puddles here were actually like way more water. And she's still got her left foot in one very shallow puddle here. So that's representing that she still is emotional about it, but way, way less emotional. It's like shallow water, shallow emotions, like not like that. You're not feeling them as strongly. And so when you're feeling really emotional about something, it makes it way more challenging to make good, strong decisions. So that's the energy there. It's saying you need to use your logic and your intuition together to come up with creative solutions for whatever this problem is. Yes, the truth will set you free. So this is a gift from God saying you deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So it's coming in. I feel like this is happening, and perhaps there's a soulmate that's going to be able to, that's coming in, that's going to be able to empower you in this situation. Because it feels like it's like been very heavy for a long time here. When we moved in from right now in Valentine's Day on the 14th, the energy that we are in is right now on the 2nd of February. It's Groundhog's Day, and it's also a full moon, and the full moon is in Leo, and Leo is talking about really wanting to do what's best for yourself, like to express yourself in a very personal way. And in matters of romance, it's about wanting to be really creative and like that kind of energy, like really expressive. And opposing this energy of the full moon is the Aquarius energy, because Leo is on the chart and directly across from it is Aquarius. And Aquarius energy is more about group energy, and it's saying, no, we want to be in this place of where we care more about the group than we do about yourselves. You need to look after your responsibilities. You need to look after everything around you. You need to look after your business. You need to look after the world. And it's like, no, I really am tired. I haven't slept in a month. I need some time off kind of energy. And also, on the 26th of January, Neptune, which is a very big planet, just moved into, it's been moving back and forth. It takes 14 years for it to move into a house and out of a house of energy. So it's been in Pisces for 14 years. And in the last year, it kind of moved into Aries for a bit, but then it went back to Pisces, and then it went into Aries, and then it went back to Pisces. And now it's in Aries on the 26th, and it's staying in Aries. And so that was more of a dreamy, Neptune is about idealism. And it was more of a real idealistic energy and dreamy. And now it's in a more aggressive Aries, which is ruled by Mars. And at the same time, Saturn, the day before Valentine's Day, Saturn is also going to join Neptune in Aries energy. So Saturn is saying, no, you have to look after your responsibilities, and I'll show you, you're going to have to, that kind of energy. So this can really actually bring up a lot of issues in relationships, like with, especially with people that, we're married to or in a close relationship, and we're dividing the chores in the house and dividing like the responsibilities in the family, etc., on top of work and everything else that you have going on. And so this can bring up a lot of communication issues because of that. So just be aware of it. It's both Neptune and Saturn are big planets. Like Neptune is huge, Saturn is huge. Like it's a huge planet. So it has, it's the one with the ring on it. And it has like a huge influence on our lives. It's about responsibility, that kind of energy. Oh, and then look who comes in. This devil energy has been showing up in so many of my readings. Like I was wanting to do all these really lovely, light Valentine's Day readings, and this darn guy keeps showing up. And if he doesn't, this does, or this does. So it's just that kind of energy. And I feel like it's just, so don't panic here. This is talking about temptation. And so that's what the devil is. And the devil's an archetype here. But this is, again, that Saturn energy, because the devil is ruled by Saturn. And this is Saturn's box. And these lovers are yoked to each other, chained to this box. And this is saying, like, you are going to have to deal with your shift. Like, that's the energy. And the devil is sitting on that box, and look at his position. He's on his haunches, and that's just showing like he's more interested in his animal instincts than, this is lust, not love, more energy. And so that's the energy that he's bringing in. So the devil energy is all about temptation. Now, you're not going to get the truth out of the devil. There's no point in even trying to. So what I do is I always cover the card with the minion. This will be the minion that he sends in to do his dirty work, or maybe God steps in, because God's already stepping in and saying that there's a truth coming in. And you know what we say in a court of law when we swear on a Bible? I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. That's the energy we're in here on this. And look at the card that comes in is the destiny. And so the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And this is saying your luck is changing. And I feel with this energy, it's for the better. I feel like because God has come in with the truth, and the truth is going to set you free, and you'll be on your divine path to meet this energy. This is an energy that you may have been in because for a decade or longer, because when we left 2025, and that was just a month ago now, and we moved into 2026, 2025 was a 9-year. And 2 + 2 + 5 is 9, 2025. And that means the end of a cycle, and it was like a decade-long cycle. And then we move into the year 2026, and this is a beginning of a new decade cycle. 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. 1 + 0 is 1. It breaks down to a beginning. That makes total sense with this energy coming in. And now this card is confirming that when the truth comes out about whatever happened here, you're going to be freed up of this energy. And it's going to, and there's some sort of soulmate energy coming in to empower you. That's the wheel is turning. So the Wheel of Fortune is talking about your destined path. And it's talking about the past and the present and the future. There's actually 3 wheels on the Wheel of Fortune, and they're coming together in synchronicity to make shift happen. That's the kind of energy. Judgment has been called. And this is judgment from the Most High on the spiritual level coming down to earth. Bang, this has been called. And we see this right now in the energy that we have on the news and on the internet. It's full of energy about the files and more files and all the people involved and the judgment and the truth coming out about that. And so this is all of my Valentine's Day readings so far have been this darn guy has shown up, I think, in 3 out of 4 now. So I feel it's just I feel like it's the weight of what's happening in the world, like all these young women and young boys being victimized in this way by powerful people. And like decades later, we're finding out, at least a decade later, we're finding out, okay, now we're finally getting the information that we need. The truth is coming out. So if it's coming out on that level, at that high a level, then it's coming down and it's affecting all of us. Of course it is. I mean, these are the people that we look up to. So it's like everybody wants to know the truth. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people are like relieved that finally the truth is coming out. And that's, the truth always does in the end. So this judgment is coming through. And yes, it could even, these are the ancestors coming out of their boxes and the descendants. So this energy, it's like they're all cheering. Everybody's cheering. We're so happy. Finally, we're going to get to the bottom of this so that we can do something about it. That kind of energy. And so this sometimes can represent, that energy is a very big scale energy. We're talking about people that are, famous, and it's happening in right before our eyes kind of energy. But that is also representing the energy, in the average day person's life, that some of the same conditions are being played out on a smaller level, basically. And not as public, of course. And so this can represent, the judgment could be like Pandora's box has been opened, and now skeletons about the family are coming out. So this is heavy energy. There's no way of really sugarcoating this. But having said that, the wheel is turning in your favor, and the truth does set you free. And so there is something that you need to know here. So that you can move forward and be in this energy and this energy. That's why. Yeah, and then look at that. This is confirmation of this. So this is talking about moving off to calmer waters with God, like having gone inward and prayed and, listened to your intuition, and you have made a choice. Like you've let God know, I want to stay on my path. and I want justice. I want to know what happened. I want to at least know the truth for myself as much as I can, what happened here. And I want to be able to move forward. And this small child here can be representing your inner child. And this can be representing something that happened when you were very young. And you might not even remember it, but it's part of the reason why maybe you have difficulty, because we're doing romance here, Cancer, and we're that there's something that maybe you don't even really know about, and once you have the truth, it'll explain a lot to you. It might be heavy, but the truth will set you free. And so this is saying wanting to heal your inner child. And going off to calmer waters. This rough water represents really disturbing emotions in that. And then we have to really dig deep, because it takes a lot of courage to be able to face that kind of shift. And then we want to move on with God to calmer waters. And this pole, having to dig in to get the boat moving forward, represents that energy of digging deep. Okay, so we're just going to take a look at this. This is the underlying energy for the entire reading, that there's this Queen of Pentacles energy. There's some money here that's involved, or some, like, your lifestyle. And this is saying the internal forces, that's what you have control over, that you've been destined, and because you're back on your destined path now, you've been destined to meet someone. Now, a soulmate doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but it would be someone that would be able to really enable you to move forward. But because this is a Valentine's Day reading, and I put it out there, can we please have some romance here for my Valentine's Day readings, please? So I'm assuming this is your divine partner sent by God, right? Because here's God right here judging. All right. This is the energy that you're identifying in right now. So this can represent, again, you could be just really bored and maybe feeling tempted by something or doing something. Don't do it. Stay on your path. Be patient. You're almost there. This can also be talking about a never-ending nightmare that you just don't know how to release yourself from. Or it can be enlightenment from God in the wee hours of the morning, and you listened. And now you're able, like, this could be like, okay, now 8 of these swords are behind you and you only have 1 more to go. So, you've done a lot of healing is what I'm getting. And because this is how you see yourself now, is about to move forward. You recognize that you want to move forward, and you're, maybe this last bit of information that you got intuitively is now going to empower you to be able to get to the truth of whatever it is. So this is communication, and it's also talking about early life. That was the energy I was getting when I saw this here, because this is the house of your communication, and this is about something that happened when you were young and you don't remember it, but it's shaped you in some way that maybe has made it. If you're wondering why is it so challenging for me to be in a happy relationship, why don't my romantic relationships work out, or why can't I meet someone that I even want to have a romantic relationship with? So this is also talking about home and family, that you were destined to have that. That was supposed to be. And this is why God is stepping in with this truth and this judgment, because you listened here. And you're listening. Okay, God, I want to be on my destined path. Like, please tell me what to do here. I don't trust anyone. Like, it's kind of that energy. Like, look at the energy here. And this is talking about your daily routine and habits changing now. So this is a kind of energy of like not having to, like, being able to sleep at night, and that kind of energy, and the pentacles coming in. So if you're worried about money, that everything's going to improve, and it's on its way, because the wheel is turning for you. Okay, and all the work that you've put into it. So this is talking about, this is the first card for the external forces. So the internal forces, you can tell they're internal, because you'll be asking questions like, if I do this, what if this happens? If I do that, what if they do this? Like that kind of energy. The word if is in there a lot, internal forces. External forces are more like what the EF happened. I've been going along and I've been doing to my best everything that I know I need to be doing, and yet I'm in this energy. Why? I don't understand why. I've been doing my best to be a good human being, and I don't understand why I am where I'm at. I've been working hard. This is saying, this is talking about external forces though. So this is talking about a project being started. Now this can be like you're on the second pentacle and you have 6 to go, or this can be you have 6 here done and you're on the second last one and you're moving forwards. So this could represent all the work you've put into healing and that you're almost there, and then you'll meet your divine partner kind of energy. Or this can represent the external forces coming in, and they've been hard at work to put you in this energy for some reason or another. We have the star quality. So this is the energy of the star, is talking about the divine purpose that we all have when we come down to earth. You're a star. You're supposed to shine. That's the energy. You're a child of God. And this is representing that energy. You have one foot in the universal pool of water, and then you have, you're dipping your vessel into that water, and then you're bringing it out onto earth. So pouring your energy onto the earth to bring out that special something that you have that no one else has in the order. You say, well, there's so many people in the world, so somebody has to have the exact same. No, because it happens in different order, and everybody is a unique individual. And so you're not just like someone that doesn't matter. You matter to God, and you matter to God's plan. And if this is the North Star, and this is saying, like, if you follow your North Star, the energy that why you came onto the planet, then the wheel will turn for you and make sure you have what you need to bring it down to earth here. And you notice here, there's actually 5 streams of water going on here, and that represents the 5 points of the pentacle. So that's that energy there, and we have a lot of competition. So the 5 of Wands is talking about there's a lot of competition, and it's immature. This is like adolescent age. This is the only card in the deck where a bunch of adolescents are involved, and that's, you know, doing something. And what they're doing here, is it a sport? What is it doing? You know, like, what are they doing here? One's just sort of hanging out and watching. The other ones fight with each other, basically. And so this is talking about immature competition. This is saying, and it can also indicate that something happened to you in adolescence, like around the age of, 12, 13, 14, generally, that kind of age. That has, the wands represent actions or inactions from other people that maybe needed to step in. So, and in context with these other cards, that's what it feels like. This is my Mean Girls card, so it's like, think about narcissistic cheerleaders at an event, and they can see the other team has done better than them and that they should win, but they want to win, and they'll do anything to win. And if they don't win, their mothers will make sure they do. It's that kind of energy. And it's just, it's when you don't realize, like, eventually you mature and you realize that even if you're in a sport and you're in competition with other people, the competition is within each individual on the team, if it's a team, and if not, it's up to you to do your best and to discipline your mind so that you don't mess up because of the pressure. That's the kind of energy. So it's talking about learning how to handle competition. The best way to handle competition is if you see them doing something better than you can do it, watch what they're doing and learn. And you can even start a conversation with them and say, hey, what you did is amazing there. Like, how did you do that? I've been trying to do that and I haven't been able to do it. And maybe they'll tell you because they really appreciate the fact that you notice that kind of energy. And then there's victory because of that. So this is talking about being able to rein in your emotions to have victory. And so the goal is to be in this balanced energy so that you can attract a partner that's in the same energy, but it's at a high vibration. And it's saying you've been doing the work here. And it's saying, like, even here you can see, like, there's 5 wands here, but you came out victorious. You see that? That's the next card up. And the reason why you were victorious is you reined in your emotions and you learned from the competition. and you studied it. And so some of them are jealous of you, and some of them are saying, hey, this person's really a leader. They're very convincing. I'm going, hey, like you won fair and square. That's awesome. Like, and they're like, hey, maybe you should be captain of the team. That kind of energy. And then we have this card, which has also been coming up. And I feel like it's because it's saying a lot of times we feel like left out in the cold. So this energy can represent, especially with this devil energy, that some people have been purposely using tactics, maybe that are in competition with you, from the external forces to put you out in the cold, to isolate you, to use tactics, maybe to ruin your reputation, to try and steal your contacts, like that kind of energy, to cause you to have half of what you should have or less kind of energy. But it also can represent the fact that what God is saying is, hey, if you feel like you're left out in the cold and you never fit in, it's because you're a star. Stars don't fit in. Stars stand out. So you're not a piece in the puzzle. You're making the puzzle. And this card keeps coming up, and it coming up in all sorts of contexts with the other cards. And when it comes in with this star energy, I feel like that's what it's saying. It's saying, like, use your own unique qualities, and then you'll be a leader that people look up to and want to follow. It's that kind of energy, rather than feeling left out. You may have been, because it keeps this energy. I think I'm just going to move this down, because I noticed on my last reading here that I had cut off the cards at the top somehow. I've been dealing with different spreads, so I just want to make sure that's not the case here as we get into these top cards. Just bring them down here. So this energy, I feel, is just coming in now, because it's like once you mature and you realize the competition is that's something that you can learn from, and you get into, you'll know, like all of a sudden you'll have different people coming into your life because they're in that same energy where they want to improve themselves, and they don't want to win unless they actually win, that kind of energy. Like a lot of that comes from the helicopter parenting, where everybody has to receive a trophy, even though it's a competition, because we can't hurt anyone's feelings. Well, then they get out in the real world and find out, hey, you have to produce. Like, that's just the way the world works, and that's the energy. And so this is, again, the High Priestess is coming in with her intuitiveness, and again saying, let go of anything that you don't want to hang on to that could impede your ability to meet your soulmate and move forward in this abundance, and clearly favored by the universe here. In going through this energy is going to really strengthen you to have everything you need to step into this destined path where the money comes in and you attract the right person to you. Someone that's in a higher vibration like you, someone that's balanced within themselves. And she's saying, basically, it's a full moon as I'm doing this reading. The full moon was on the 1st, but that energy we're going to feel at least till the 4th or the 5th, and quite often we can feel it quite a bit longer than that. And then we have the sun coming out. So the sun's the happiest card in the deck. And this is saying this is your destiny. You're supposed to be happy. It's shining light on the whole situation so that you can come to the truth and understand what was really going on. This is saying you're a child of God. Look at this heavy banner. Yet this child is on this little pony, and no hands, like no reins, not worried at all, no concern. There's sunflowers representing the sun. The sunflowers turn to the sun, representing stay on your destined path by going, turning to the sun for what you need, instead of this guy. That kind of energy. Yeah, this is really a good reading. Yay! I'm so happy for you, Cancer. This is a real good reading. It's saying you may not have, and you may have met this person already. This is past, present, future. And this could be, just take it however it is. I feel like for a lot of people, though, it's just saying that maybe you haven't met yet. I'm going to clarify this a little bit more. If you are enjoying this reading, and you want to leave off here, you don't want more clarification, then Please do give it a like and comment. It really helps me build my channel. I super appreciate it. Also consider subscribing. If you resonate, I would be honored if you did so. So we're going to clarify now with my oracle cards, and that is Tales from the Vector, Tails. And I started this back in 2007. I completed the 64th painting in 2006, or sorry, 2020. And now I'm working on bringing it out. I have the paintings all organized, and there is quite a bit of information that I've gathered over the years. I've had the cards out at psychic fairs and in my seminars, etc. But now they weren't complete. I didn't have all the paintings done. So now I'm working on gathering the information for the book that goes with it. When I print it, then I can print everything at once. You can do it. It's way more. It makes more sense to do that financially and otherwise. So in the description box below, I'm going to have the cards as they appear in this order. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings listed in my gallery in that order. You can find that information below. And we're just going to see here now. There isn't anything that really popped out yet. I'm just getting a quick shuffle again and really focus here. Okay, what is this talking about for Cancer? Is there anything else that we could really be benefited? Okay, so these ones, okay. There may be a tower coming in. So a lot of people don't like the tower. They're like, oh, I don't want the tower. But the tower is a reality check. So that, and I feel like it might be necessary to have the truth come in. I don't feel that this is, I feel like this is a tower more for the external forces. I feel that it's going to bring in the truth, and then that's going to start turning the wheel in this favor and being able to move forward. We have the energy of Sagittarius coming in, which is about world travel, Jupiter energy. This is about the expansion and the contraction of the universe. So when the universe expands, it tends to become very chaotic. And when it contracts, things get put back in order. And so the Sagittarius energy, I just want to be really clear here that when I bring these horoscope cards, when they show up in my reading, this is a general collective reading. It's not saying, oh, that your soulmate is a Sagittarius. It's not that energy. It's saying that this could be someone from across the world, or, you know, that kind of energy. Maybe you love to travel and they love to travel, that kind of energy. This is also talking, the fiery horse energy is very Sagittarian with the centaur, like the horseman figure, and that energy, it's very similar. It's talking more about the energy. This here is a karmic space, and it's defining the need to be right. So do you have to be, you know, right to be happy? So sometimes we sacrifice happiness for the need to be right. And this is saying if you need to be right, sometimes you do need to be right, but you don't need to hang on to like it has to, like I have, like the justice or whatever coming in. That it has to be the way I think it needs to be, and that I was right and they were wrong kind of energy. We're all on a learning curve here. So this is talking about let the universe handle it and be right when you need to be, like about staying on your path, and let the rest go. Don't make mountains out of molehills kind of energy. We've got the Scorpio energy coming in. So the Scorpio energy is the energy of being able to really unite people. That's you know, and producing from the sacral chakra. So this is talking about the reproductive system, etc. So maybe you're wanting children as well. And so this energy is talking about elevating your position, or it's elevate or conquer. And that's basically this energy here. So if you are in a situation where you stay on your path, you're elevating your vibration and attracting that energy. If you're trying to conquer others so that you can take their shift, then you know you're going to be in this energy, and the wheel is going to spin for God's plan, not for the devil's plan. This card here, the Wheel of Fortune, is in the sign of Sagittarius. It is, the Wheel of Fortune is a Sagittarian energy. It's saying that your luck is changing. It's getting much better. We have the Pisces energy here, and this is like on the position. This came up in the last reading also. So this is the position of a male authority figure, like a father figure, senior executive, someone that's at the top. This is authority. And so this is representing God's authority, but it also is representing, I feel like what's going on in the planet right now. Like when you're given a position of authority like that, then you have to uphold that. And if you don't, then it's a sink or swim energy. Like if you lose the respect of the people that voted you in, you're probably not going to get voted in again. And we have the pride energy. And so this is a karmic space of pride. It's when people really are, like when your pride takes over, and it's really easy to get into that need to be right energy when you're like embarrassed or you feel like humiliated by what's happened, and then having to be right so that you can like not feel so embarrassed, that kind of energy. Temperance. So temperance is devotion to your path, to the divine path that you are meant to take on this planet. This energy here, the happy energy. And this requires patience because it requires isolating yourself sometimes so that you can really get into that balanced energy of, so that you can attract what you want. Then we have the Empress energy coming in here. So this is talking about being a generator of energy, just attracting what you want because you've done the work. Again, that's coming up. And then we have this energy here of being on a foolhardy energy. And that's what this is talking about. I feel this is just like life lessons for a lot of people. The external forces, I mean, this is talking about being the external forces that this is marriage, partnership, and commitment. So this could be the energy of your soulmate coming in. They also are, it's saying they're vibrating at the same energy. This is justice for you. This is, as I said, the way the universe gives justice is different because it's not about feelings so much. It's about vibration. And it's like if you've been on the right path and you've done everything in an orderly way, the way things are needing to be done, and you've put out this vibration to improve the planet, then that's what you're going to get back. That's how, when things, and then look at, this is talking again, the Wheel of Fortune, confirming that it's turning in your favor because of that. This is about a transition happening for you. This energy is almost over, I feel. Like it's in the process of being righted. Sometimes people, when they want to win, they'll be indifferent to other people's suffering, even if they are a leader and, they know better. It's just, and then, a lot of times, oh, we're all in it together, but they're not because they're living a very different lifestyle from what you're living here. That we saw that at Davos, all the leaders flying in on their private jets, and I don't think they were eating bugs. They were drinking champagne and having really awesome meals. That kind of energy. And hey, of course they're at the top. That's what you would expect. Having said that, we also need to recognize that for ourselves. Like. That we're all in it together, but there's different levels, clearly. It's not like, oh yeah, everybody's living the same lifestyle. That's untrue. We have integrity here, yes. So stay in your integrity, even if you're sticking out like a sore thumb. You don't fit in. You've been isolated. Sometimes rejection is God's protection. Quite often it is. And it's like to keep you safe so that you don't get intertwined in things like that are going to keep you up at night for the rest of your life kind of energy. And this card here can represent not just a mental prison, but on the 3D, like a physical prison. And coming up with this card and this devil energy and the judgment, it easily could mean like a prison, like someone broke the law, and now judgment is going to come down not only from God, from the spiritual end, but also on the physical. So if you were left out of that energy, yay, thank you, God, thank you. And then we have the star, so staying in this energy, see? You're using your intuition and recognizing, hey, I'm going to stay in this energy, I'm going to stay on my path as best I can. And then we have this energy of, this is more on the spiritual part. And so this is talking about abuse of power, both on the spiritual and the physical level. That's like talking about people who know better and use their power in ways that they shouldn't, that kind of energy. But bottom line, it feels like you're moving through something that's been very challenging, and you're really doing a good job keeping it together. This energy is definitely changing. The wheel is turning. Judgment's been called in the spiritual for sure already. You're going to hear the truth eventually here. When you're ready for it, you will hear it. And keep on, meditating and praying. And if you're already found this person, stay on the path. Be foolhardy. Don't be foolish. All right, Cancer, I hope you have enjoyed this and that it's given you some insight. Please give it a like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing to my channel if you resonate. I really would be honored if you did so. Bye for now, and we'll talk to you later.